Yeah. Wait, should we record this? Because I saw this on my feed and I was going to leave a comment and I saw your comment on it. And then I
Yeah.
didn't even end up leaving my comment.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay.
Okay. When you start your business, no one ever prepares you for what's in store. So finding someone else who just gets it is sometimes the thing that can keep you pushing towards those big vision board business goals.
We're turning our Zoom coffee chats into a weekly, unfiltered podcast for online business owners. There were so many good ones, we always wanted to record them and repurpose them for content anyways. And that's on being a social media manager.
I'm Jessica Sheehy.
And I'm Madeleine Digan. And this is
hashtag
managed. I think it's perfect.
I like it. I like it.
What is your Hogwarts house? Clearly, I was watching Harry Potter this weekend and thought to myself, I'm like, I have never asked you this question, and I need to know, like, would we be in the same house? Or would we be, like, enemies?
Ooh, okay. This is such a good question. Like, I feel like this needs to be like a intro question for like absolutely anything. Like, put it on interviews, Like people are like, okay, what's your Enneagram? And obviously there's other like personality traits, but no, what's your Hogwarts house? So mine is Gryffindor. What's
Okay,
yours? Oh god.
I think I'm a Slytherin.
Oh my gosh.
But
Okay. So
I'd like to believe, though, we would be friends.
I think
Like,
so. Like no, I think so.
the movies, again, where it's, like, the books, like, the
Mhm.
movies don't cover everything.
Correct.
I
Yeah.
but I also have been convinced I'm a Hufflepuff at one point in my life as well.
Ooh.
So, maybe I'm
Yeah.
both.
Okay, I can see that, and I think because you're not just immediately going towards Slytherin, like, yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good. We're not mortal enemies by any means, but okay, I have a question for you,
Yes.
and I know that this might be such a hot take, and I've been sharing, like, hot takes recently. Like, in all of my Slack messages I've been sending the team, I'm like, "Hot take, hot take. Let me just, like, share what this is." Harry Potter, Halloween movie or not?
No, it's an all-year movie, at least in the Digan household.
Agreed. Agreed.
Like,
Agreed.
because it's all
Obvious
because they go through Christmas too. So, like, it's like, is it a
Yeah.
Christmas movie?
Yeah, it could be. Because there's always that conversation, right? Of like any movie, like, okay, Home Alone, Christmas movie
Chris
or not?
y To me, yes.
Okay, I think it's a Christmas movie, but for full disclosure, because you guys are my online besties, I pick fights with Ryan that this is not a Christmas movie. And it's just one of my favorite things that I do. So,
But you do believe it is?
oh, 100%. It
Okay.
happens at Christmas. Like, you would not even have the plot of the movie wouldn't exist if it was not during Christmas. Like, no, that it wouldn't have happened. Like, Kevin would have never been left home alone. And yeah, so many
Mhm.
things. And the people who are very adamant about, like, if it's not a Christmas movie, I don't know. And then they go to say that Home Alone 2 is a Christmas movie. I'm like, again, I mean, same but different, right? Like, I know he's, like, traveling to New York in that one, but, like and obviously Christmas in New York, everyone loves that, but no, they're both Christmas movies, and that's such a stretch to say that it's not. But
Yeah.
I thought the same thing around Harry Potter because I've been watching all of the Halloween movies and shows that I can, and on all of the previews of, like, on Hulu or on, like, Freeform or, like, Disney Plus, they're always, like, running through everything, and they're, like, showing Harry Potter in the mix. So, yeah, it is a Halloween movie, I guess, but it's a year-round movie. Like, it's a classic.
And I feel like Brennan and I, we always start it honestly, we will have it on in the background as, like, white
Mhm.
noise, I feel like year-round, but we really have it on repeat starting probably November 1st. And this year, so basically we started that a little bit earlier this year, and we always kinda debate, we're like, "Which one do we start with?" We decided to start with the 4th. Okay, here's another question.
Mhm.
What's your favorite Harry Potter?
Ooh. Um,
Because mine is I think mine's a hot take.
mm,
My Do you want me to go
Well,
first?
what's yours? Yeah, what's yours?
Prisoner of Azkaban.
Oh, okay, that's what I was leaning towards, and I was like, I feel like that's an unpopular opinion, but clearly, no, we're on the same airwave right now.
So see, guys, we would be
Yeah,
friends at
we would.
Hogwarts.
Yeah, we would make it happen. Yeah,
Oh my god. Okay, and then
that's
I
such a good question. Okay, more
and then I
weekend thoughts.
yes, this was my last one. The last weekend thought is I've decided that 2025 is officially going to be my content creator era.
Mm,
Like, yes, I am a social media manager, but like really leaning into I feel like I feel like we have been saying this. I kind of have been saying this since the beginning of 2024, but I don't know. There's just something in the air that I'm just like we're doing it. We're going to
mhm,
do it, and I'll tease more about that in my weekly report, but I'm just letting you heard it here first. You heard it
mhm.
here first. You're going to have affiliate links coming at you where you get 15% off all your things.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think definitely 2025, like, the time to step in the content creator era, I just need to get past, like, a mental block that I have of just, when I'm just done with social for the day, like, I can't ever switch on for, like, personal use. Like, I really can't. I can mindless scroll, but can I
Mhm.
create content? Like, no, I can't.
And I think you just nailed it because I think that is the mental block that I'm finally getting over, or at least
Mhm,
really like telling myself that we're over it. It's
mhm.
time. It's time to step up your game.
Yeah,
Let's go.
yeah, 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 2025 is that time to do that. I would agree. I would also agree that I feel like 2025, we need to think about a word for 2025 or a phrase or quote
Mm.
or anything that, because I know we did that last year, so we should also, like, compare to, but I've been thinking about what 2025 will look like for, all things, right? Like business and podcast. But over the weekend, I attended and worked at a conference for one of our clients. And I'm like, you know what? 2025 is the year that we just do a conference. Like, I feel like all of this year, we've talked about it. We had like really fun planning meetings with like Harmony too. And we were like, okay, we should do an event or a conference or something. Like, I think no matter what we do in 2025, we need to do like a few in-person
Mhm.
things. It could be small, it doesn't have to be ginormous. I mean, if we could go big and yeah, we should do that. But there's something, it goes hand in hand with going to a really good networking group or event or attending something with like-minded, not only business owners, but just people. Like there is something so like invigorating about being in that room with all of these people who are also wanting to like, do big things in business and life. And so I just being in that room, I was like, I could really feel like our community like needs this. And I just think from my perspective, and I have been looking for like events and conferences and so many things for like us to like attend because I mean, granted, it's not like the largest budget, but a piece of like our budget that we have every year is for continued education for like myself and the team. And I don't know what it is about 2024, but just nothing like, for metaphor, like slid across my desk that was, I don't know, like good enough to go to or to attend or invest in. So I'm like, I guess we just need to create our own. So that was my
Yeah,
weekend,
we do.
which also just adds like a huge to do for us to get working on. But I don't know, I just wanted to mention it. And just if anyone who's listening or in our community is also interested, I feel like I kind of need that like words of affirmation to actually like, put a fire under my butt. Like, should we do this?
100%.
Hmm. Yeah. So in person, like, yeah, 2025, the year of creating content and connecting with our community. There we go. I just
Ooh.
summed it up. We can
Yep.
actually, like, really plan on what our quote and saying for the year is, but, yeah, I think those are, like, the 2 big things that I think we should really lean into in the new year.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, and that is, like, all my weekend thoughts because, guys, I spent my whole weekend doing this conference and traveling and sleeping, so that is also, why are airplane seats so uncomfortable? other weekend thought that I have. Like, I guys, I need to go to a chiropractor. Like, Ryan and I, between, like, the flights that we've done, like, we're not okay. Like, we're not okay. Send help. We need comfier seats on an airplane.
I also
ASAP.
I also love chiropractic. Like, I know people, like my mom is
Mhm.
one of them, who are like, "Chiropractors are quacks, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, maybe they are, but like, oh, there's
Mhm.
nothing better than getting aligned, and like, I'm just like, "Pop
Yeah.
every bone, please."
Yes. Agreed. Yeah. No, they're needed. Like, their services are needed. Like,
Yes.
I mean, we're, like, hunched over, like, our phones, our computers, like, workout classes, like, sitting in uncomfortable seats, like, no,
Mhm,
I definitely need that. Plus, also, one thing, it's just I think it's the season that we're in, like, just this, like, season, like, of coming into fall, yes, but also just Q4 being so crazy. But I haven't been in a good workout schedule, and I, like, feel it, not only physically, but, like, mentally, of,
mhm.
like, I think, what is it now, like, 2 episodes ago, I just feel like my brain was so overwhelmed, and I just haven't been, like, moving my body as much as I should have, and I'm like, I feel it. Like, I need
That
to release, like, this stress through,
ye
I don't know, like a yoga class or a workout class, or I don't know, maybe I should just get outside and get some more fresh air. That could be
Yes.
it too.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, with all of that being said, should we get into our reports?
Let's do it. Do you do you wanna go first, or do you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
'Cause I'm really excited. I'm always excited, but I also wanna let the audience know, like, we like, I looked at this, like, prior to, like, a few minutes prior, and I always get excited because 'cause I'm like, I know Jessica's going to elaborate on this a little bit, so I anyways. Okay. So, reading. I just finished this morning Dinner for Vampires: Life on a Cult TV Show by Bethany Joy Lenz, and if you're a One Tree Hill person like I am, oh my gosh, you will devour this book. Again, I listened to it, but never knew she was in a cult until I listened to her Call Her Daddy episode, and I was like, immediately like, need to listen.
Mhm,
5 stars. Eating, I hope I'm saying this right, true fruit chocolate covered bananas, so good. So good.
mhm,
Playing child stars and also Woman of the Hour, I had to throw that one in there. Then obsessing over Pamela Anderson, because like, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but, like, we're best friends online, essentially. Obviously, it's probably her team, but we're gonna tell ourselves it's Pamela. But I actually just she just came out this week with I was in need of a face wash and got a email notification from her skincare line that she just launched a rose mousse cleanser, so immediately bought, and I now have a 15% off discount code. I'll be sure to link that in the buy or buy, what am I saying? In the show notes, in the newsletter. And then recommending, oh my goodness, so Brennan was the best husband and actually just bought me a Lululemon yoga mat. And if you guys have been listening, like, I go to a hot yoga and normally have to have like that towel thing that you put on your yoga mat,
mhm,
and I was just getting fed up with it, so I got this, like, grippy one. Amazing, 10 out of 10, recommend. Used it for the first time this morning. Love. And then treating myself, I found my 2025 planner, and I cannot wait to show you guys. It comes Saturday, and I'm pumped.
mhm. Planner, we need a full planner reveal and
Oh,
review. Yeah.
again, content creator, just wait for
Mhm.
it. It will get its own little video.
You know those, like, OG YouTubers who share, like, school supplies and, like, back to school
Love.
video guides and all of that? Like, that's what it's giving, and I'm here for that. Like, yes. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Okay. Now for my weekly report. I just started reading Mother-Daughter Murder Night, and it's a really good whodunit. And I love a whodunit. Like, we love Frida McFadden. I can't remember who the author is. Let me see really quickly so I can tell you guys. Because sometimes when I find a new author, Nina Simon is the author. So I either like find a new author and then I read every single book they produce in the Kindle library, or I just go from random book to random book. But so far, I really like it. A really good whodunit, and so I'm hoping that that can stay the course throughout the entirety of the plot. Eating, I think I mentioned I'm like in a soup era. I mean, it's so warm still here in Florida and will continue to be for the unforeseeable future. But a white bean chicken chili, I'm
Mm.
obsessed with this. I have one specific recipe that I've just been following. I don't remember who the food blogger is, but I have it saved. I can link it so we can share that specific one. But I'm any chili, any soup right now, but specifically this. Playing I couldn't list just one because I have been binging every single Halloween movie that has existed. And I've been starting since literally on Sunday. So I've just been so consumed with this client's event, and I haven't had a chance to do literally anything else. Like I fully like did like a I did like a really good like deep shampoo and condition of my own hair, and I was like, I know I have, but I'm like, have I washed my hair in the month of October? Like that, I don't know. That should have been a weekend thought. But you guys would have been like TMI. Um obsessing over Winston's pumpkin costume. So my sister actually ordered costumes for her dog and for Winston, my dog. And we had to like return the original ones and go up like 2 or 3 more sizes because we just underestimated what size they need. And it's so funny, so cute. So I'll send a picture so we can have that
Yes.
specific one
That
for.
was that was the one where I was like, "I need a picture. I need a
Mhm.
picture of this."
Yes, I will send a picture of that specifically, but I'm obsessed with that. I had to fully get him hit into the costume. He does not like hats or costumes or anything, so that's also why I'm like obsessing because I'm like, yes, I finally got this done. Recommending journaling in super super specific phrases, words, sentences of like what you're going through, but like what you want. I think like Maddie and I have talked about this so many times, but just being super specific with what you want is so important. But I've felt so overwhelmed in just life and business the past, 31 days now at this point, like for the month of October. And I've just been writing down every single thing that happens throughout my day. And it is such an instant anxiety relief. Like, obviously, mental health is really serious. And I think it just goes much more beyond of journaling, but just getting so specific with this happened, writing it out, writing how I feel. And then I look at it and I'm like, it's really not that serious. It's really not that bad. And so that has been so great just since my mind has been so full. And treating myself to Halloween candy because, yeah, it's all over my house and I'm going to pick it up tomorrow when it's on sale because we're recording this on Halloween. So, mine I felt like was still very Halloween fall themed. I feel like I've been in that for a while. So, yeah. Tomorrow's November 1st. I feel like we all defrost and we go into holiday mode. Obviously, not skipping over Thanksgiving, but I like to start holiday things on November 1st. I know that's
Oh,
an unpopular opinion, but
nope. Same. Oh,
yeah.
and also November is honestly my favorite month of the year.
Mhm.
I think it's there's just something in the air, like, people just seem
Mhm.
kinder, like,
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
something. Also, it's when I got married, so I think too, where I'm just
Mhm. Yeah.
it has a soft spot in my heart, so
Yeah. November has so many good qualities. Like, it's fall, it's Thanksgiving, it's also holidays, and Christmas is, up and coming around the corner. So I feel like there's a lot to be thankful for about
Mm,
November.
yes.
Sometimes I feel like when I'm so tired, I get very like I start like thinking about crazy things. So anyway,
Also not us already hinting at today's topic, but
right, yeah, we do it so naturally now. I was
yep.
noticing that like the other week or two when we were recording, and I'm like, wow, we're actually like getting into a really good hang of this. Like, we're podcasters. We've been podcasters all year, but yeah, we're I don't know our the way we're looking at content and it just coming much more naturally. I don't know. It helps me think like, okay, we're getting into a really good groove of this
Mhm.
show.
And I feel like that is perfect segue into today's water cooler, and we have a special treat for you because we actually got some of you guys calling into the hashtag hotline. So I'm before we get to that one, let me read today's.
Join us at the water cooler.
Let's hear a question from one of our listeners and see how we can help. So today they ask or say, it's almost that time of year again. Have you all started planning what end of year slash holiday presents you'll be giving to your clients? I'm already looking for ideas. Last year, I gave them a small box of chocolates, a voucher to a local coffee shop, and a personalized mug with their name from a local pottery. From a local pottery. What are some things that you normally include in your presents? I always like to give them something that shows I appreciate them working with me, but I'm also trying to keep it affordable for me.
Ooh,
Oh,
this one is so good. Yeah, this is
mhm.
something that I feel like I gift giving is my love language, but to that degree, I overthink the crap out of giving gifts. And I know I'm probably thinking about it way too much that even when I think about, okay, this is the gift I want to give to this client, I'm like, oh, I could do so much better. I could find this, I could do this, and they're already like, I love this. I'm obsessed with what this gift is. I think it's so good. So I think it's such a good habit to get into the idea of giving a gift at the end of the year. I also really unpopular opinion, I like the idea of giving it to clients too who maybe haven't been around for a while. Like it's just a really nice way to show appreciation during this time of year. Like the year's closing up, we're gearing up for a new year, and it's just a gift is such a great sentiment that I think can go such a long way. I think the idea of adding in the, like, personalization things are great. I think going local is always one of my favorite things to do. Like,
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
think I could think of cute things that could go in. If I'm curating a client gift, I'll do things that are like really branded to that client. So if it's like specific to their industry or their product line, or honestly, sometimes if I feel like I can't find a good gift or know what to specifically buy for that client, I'll find something that's just on brand in terms of colors, themes. I know they're gonna love it. They'll display it in their office or their store or something, and it'll just always remind them back to to social savvy. But I think the idea of just going super local with a gift is so important. Any local business, most local businesses, I don't wanna say every, but most local businesses, you can either find a gift certificate or a gift card online, and if they don't, you could pick up the phone, call them, tell them what you wanna do, and they will be more than happy to coordinate a gift certificate of some sort. So, I think that's always such a nice touch. I love the idea of doing a local coffee shop, but I also love the idea of, in the past, I've known one client who wore like a specific perfume from this store, and it happened to come up in conversation. And well, too, I think also I smelled it and I was like, that's a gorgeous perfume. What is that? And then the conversation came from it was from like a local boutique or perfumery, or I can't remember specifically where it came from. But I just remember that I was like, oh, that's a really good idea to give a gift. I feel like in my again, gift giving is my love language, so I always listen to people when they say like, "I wanna buy this, I wanna do this, I want this." But I know, most of the time people aren't really thinking about themselves first and they don't buy those. So I always like mental note and put in the notes app of my phone, like, "Okay, gift idea. Like this is what I'm gonna get them." And then when it's their birthday, it's Christmas, holidays, work anniversary, whatever, I'm like, "Oh, I've got the best idea. I hope you haven't bought it for yourself." 9 times out of 10, they, like, never do. And so, anyway, if you don't have specific conversations with clients like that, there's probably you probably know, like, okay, what is their favorite food? Do they love, like, a Friday night happy hour at this wine bar? Like, just think outside of the box of what they wanna experience local to them, and that to me is such a great gift.
No notes. No notes. Cause we same. Gift giving is also one of my love languages. I was
Mhm,
just gonna say, like, local, that's normally what I would go to.
mhm.
Sometime the only thing I may add, again, I said no notes because there really is none, but sometimes, like, there's been instances in the past where, because she mentioned something about, like, where, to kind of be budget friendly with, without breaking the bank, maybe if you have, and because maybe you don't have clients, like, who have products, but maybe you can use your clients' services, products to also gift give, where it's still local, but, like,
Mhm.
gift giving to the other client, if that makes
Yeah. Oh,
sense.
yeah. Yeah. That's a
Because
great
then you're
idea.
because then you're exposing in a weird, because you don't have to necessarily tell them that that is your client. I mean, you could, but
Mhm.
it's just then exposing your clients to your other clients, to their audience, to, word of mouth, to their
Mhm.
friends if they like it, whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, that's a really good idea. Because then it's just like it's like a win-win-win, like, you're giving a great gift, you're connecting them to another great local business who sells products or services or whatever it is, and then they're receiving, like, a really thoughtful gift themselves. I like that idea. No notes on that. No
Okay.
notes on that. That was so
Amazing.
good. Okay, I think so I'm gonna play we have a hashtag hotline, which I'm so excited about. And so we asked you guys to share stories. And honestly, the hashtag hotline is open 24/7 for anything that you guys want to share with us. But okay, this one came anonymously though. So I don't really know who to attribute it to, but maybe that's what they wanted. So just FYI, if you want to leave an anonymous note, you can. You can just put anonymous. But we'd love to know who you are so we can thank you. Maybe by way of a fun local gift or something. But okay, let's listen to this hashtag hotline.
Okay, so back when I got started, I had been working with a few people, like, not very formally. Like, I had been doing some stuff, but not completely to where I was getting compensated fairly and whatnot. So I finally decided to take the leap and start onboarding my very first, like, official client who happened to be a mortgage company, local to my area. For reference, I focus a lot on real estate. I'm actually a realtor myself, but focus a lot on other parts of our industry and was working with a mortgage client. Had never heard of them before, but they seemed pretty reputable, so I went with it. I was onboarding them and getting them all set up on the drives, and I shared all of their emails to our Google folder that we were using. I was doing digital marketing, but also some print stuff. So I needed to have some PDFs and stuff in a place for them to view and approve and things like that. So I was setting them up. I shared it with all of their emails, which were all business emails, like with the name of the company in the email. And I see an extra email that somehow got added. Come to find out, they ended up adding their personal page, but it was tickle your pickle at tickle my pickle, tickle your pickle at blank.com. And I was mortified. And then they shortly ghosted me after that. Never heard from them. They did pay me, but now I know I need to have contracts in place and will never be using them in the mortgage industry.
Oh my gosh. I whoever submitted that because it was anonymous, I that made my month. Like
Yeah.
well, I
You know what? Because it reminded me too, this is something I feel maybe it should be its own episode, or again, maybe this would be like a weekend thought, but random thought too. But I think every social media manager, when they get a new client and, like, you start, like, the community engagement, like, so you're exposed to this new account's algorithm and all of that stuff. But, like, a question, maybe I'm going to leave it open ended, but, like, what is the craziest ad you've, like, ever come across, or even post you've ever come across in a client's feed? Because, like, that's giving the same energy.
yeah. Yeah, that is. Oh, that is okay, I'm dying to know and we need please if you guys are listening, you have a submission for that, call in on the hashtag hotline. It oh my gosh. That is just well, I'm happy that they paid and that it wasn't a completely, like, awkward/weird slash weird scenario. I don't even know what else to call it to that, but that's crazy. I feel like I don't have anything super similar to that, and I will say she ended it on make sure there's a contract. Yes, 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 yes. We always have to, like,
Yeah.
reiterate that that's so needed. Um, but I had I had a client where, same thing, right? You're in the account. I'm engaging in the account and I'm literally reading her DMs because like so this was a retail store. I'm reading her DMs and I'm learning so much about this client. I didn't need to know any of these things. And honestly, I don't know what it is, but unfortunately, people tell me things. And so our clients are always telling me about their lives, their love lives, their dating lives. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is like my own social media at this point. Like I don't need to go consume content." But anyway, I'm reading through DMs because a DM popped up, like notification. I'm reading it. And it's a conversation that she's having with not another social media marketer. I feel like that wouldn't have bothered me as much as this, but it's with one of her like close friends. They're like, I mean, they're chatting like so many times throughout the day. And it's like, oh yeah, I don't really like my new social media manager. I think I'm gonna fire her. Like, I need to find someone new. And I'm just like, okay. I left the message unread. And then on our next meeting, which was really closely after that, this was like in like the start of like social savvy. And I'm like, how do I say? I wasn't even like upset. I was just like, this is so awkward. Like, this is an awkward conversation. So I told her, I'm like, hey, just so you know, I'm in the account because I'm posting things and storying and commenting and all of this. And I'm in DMs for other purposes. And I see all notifications that come through. That conversation was quickly ended because she knew exactly what was being said. And then at the end of the conversation, I told her as well that I just think we should end at the end of the month. I don't think we should continue on anymore. And at the time, I was like, oh crap, like I'm losing a client. It was at
Yeah.
that level where you're like, you don't want to do that.
Mhm,
But I'm
mhm.
just like, you also know when you're not wanted in the room. So anyway, like so awkward more than anything. But like it was so funny. Like I wasn't even upset. I was kind of like, do you know that I can see
Right,
this? Like,
that's like mhm.
you should know that I could see this because I'm concerned that you don't. You give someone a login. Yeah. And the other point to that too, I had a client, I only worked with her for 1 month, maybe 2 months. And again, I start everyone off on a 3-month contract so you guys can see that something happened. And she would not give me her Instagram login. She's like, well,
Uh,
oh, I use DMs for personal reasons. I said, on your business account? She says, yes. I said, you should stop doing that.
mhm.
Like, I was like, how am I supposed to get in? So I never had access. She had another team member who was, I don't know, marketing director or whoever, who actually had access to the account. So then I would have to bug her, hey, do this. Hey, do this. I couldn't do any engagement. And then they're like, oh, our results are like, you know, like we're not seeing anything great. What's going on? It's like, well, you have it's like giving a realtor, you're like, sell this house, but you don't even give them keys to the house. It's like, here's the outside. Does it look great? You want to buy it? Like, what do you mean? So,
Oh my gosh, mine is I don't know if I've told you this one. So, mine also had to do with the DMs, and again, the client was uses the DMs for like why these clients are using their DMs for personal, I don't
mhm,
know. I don't know. But I discovered that she was a gardener, and if you know, you
mm,
know. I'm just going to leave it at that. She's a gardener. And one of her friends sent her this gardening video that was like I just scared myself thinking I was going deaf because I was listening to this video without sound for the past like hour and then realized it was like the gummy. And I'm sorry, but I was dying laughing. Like, honestly, this friends interaction, I was just like, oh, again, I very much like you, I'll like swipe it to be like unread.
mhm,
I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that, but also, wow, I love this friend of yours because this is
mhm,
hilarious. And now I'm low key gonna use this leverage. I would never, but like where I'm just like, okay, like again, I could use this to my advantage one day.
Yes, yes. On that note, it's so funny when I've worked with clients in the past where I'm like, can we have like we have a professional relationship, but like, can we have some fun? Like, can I get to know you as a human? Like,
Right.
because if you're creating content for a personal brand or honestly just for a founder, a business owner, like, I want to know what you like. Like, okay, maybe I'm not going to share that you garden if it's not super applicable, but like, I don't know, maybe it is. And I want to know, like, is this something that we can run with? But sometimes you do by reading those personal conversations. Again, no invasion of privacy. You have access to the account and notification comes across. But I don't know. Sometimes it's nice to know that there's a personality, but then you're like, ooh, why am I finding this much information out about you? Didn't need to know.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is a great I will post that to our stories, but I think that is a great
Mm-hmm.
water cooler segment if you're just discovering
Mm-hmm.
this podcast. Call in, let us know. Let's giggle together
Mm-hmm.
because
Yes.
that was an epic hashtag hotline.
Yes, that was so good. Okay. Well, eventually when we do our like, not yet because we don't have nearly enough hotlines to do it. We need submissions there. But if we ever do like an awards of our best hashtag hotlines, like,
Ooh.
oh, I'm nominating that one.
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah, that one is so good. Okay, should we dive into what's on our feed lately?
Yes, I'm excited.
What's on our feed this week? From trending topics to interesting conversations, here's what's been catching our attention lately. We're in the holiday campaign season and we've been in it for a little bit and now we're fully getting into it and I'm obsessed. One of my favorite companies that I think really nails their holiday campaign year after year after year. Hats off, applause, round of applause to Kimberly of Skims. I just feel like she nails it every single year, and I absolutely loved the campaign that she did with Tate McRae. I just feel like, you know, Tate McRae, Sabrina Carpenter, they're all having their
Mhm.
moments with Skims. And I just thought the campaign was so fun. So go check out Skims online on social media to kind of see all of the fun, creative direction of this holiday shoot. And I just thought it was so fun.
I also
Everyone's feedback is so great too. And so that's also nice too. It's good to see a good campaign that people also love because as we know from this year, that's not always the case.
Well, and I also like I feel like they've started to use the slogan "Everybody's wearing Skims," and like
Mhm.
I love it because again, her with the NFL, like
Mhm.
the brand partnership. Again, hats off to her because I think might be a hot take, but where the Victoria's Secret fashion show underwhelmed, Kimberly made up for it in this campaign
Mhm.
because again, I remember we talked about how like the Victoria's Secret fashion show was all about like the $1,000,000 like
Mhm.
diamond bra
Yeah.
and like all the like the lingerie and like I think we all were kind of like meh. So
Mhm.
like this holiday line, I'm like, "Ooh, I want that. I want that."
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I think it's so good. And ooh, okay. Like, will we ever get a Skims fashion show? Like,
Oh my gosh. What that's
yeah.
hashtag managed.
Yes. That would be so good. We need it,
Oh my
Kimberly. Give it to us.
gosh. That would be so good.
Yeah. Yeah. That
Kimberly,
and I think
we wanna be a part of that. I wanna be a part of that. We wanna help you plan that.
yes, we will do all of the work that we need to do.
I won't sleep for you. Like, I don't
Yes.
need sleep. What's
I
that?
No, I did not sleep in October for this conference. Skims fashion show? What is sleep? No, forget it. I will not see daylight and fresh air to get this done. I will make that sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, on that note, it's kind of related because there's a special movie coming out on Thanksgiving, which is Wicked. And for those of you who don't know, like I was a thespian, like I in another life I was an actress. Um and like Wicked is for sure my favorite Broadway play of all time. And I'm seeing all the Wicked brand collaborations, so that is on my
Mhm.
feed. One of my favorites though is OPIs.
Mhm.
I love following OPI on Instagram. I feel like I've actually talked about OPI a lot on the podcast, and I also like Bazes, right? Did I say that right?
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know. Something about OPI is like I just love the founder too. My mom and I would used to joke when I was little, how cool would it be to like be the one to name the nail polishes? Like how
Mhm.
fun.
Yeah, I agree. That would be so fun. They're so creative, and I love every name that they come out with, but yeah,
And like
I'm here for the Wicked brand collaborations. We knew it was gonna happen, but I feel like it's one of those things like, the marketing team for the new Wicked movie that's coming out, like they've been working all year. They've been
mm,
working since Super Bowl.
multiple year, yes.
Well, yeah, that's true too. Yeah. Remember, first ad of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Wicked.
Are you gonna
Yeah.
see it? I want to see it in
Yes.
theaters.
Yes, it's definitely a theater movie. When I feel like, which I haven't been to the theaters and I don't know. I can't
Yeah.
tell. A while. I feel like the last movie I saw was Twisters, but I feel like that was a while ago, like months ago. I can't even remember, but even I remember the last like 2 or 3 movies I saw in theaters. Every time the previews for Wicked would come up, I'm like, "Brian, we're going to see that. We're going to see that. I know it's in like 6 months, but we're going." So,
Yep. Yep.
yeah, it's definitely a theater movie. So, I'm here for that. And I love this collaboration with OPI because I have yet to get my fall nails done. But this is giving me some serious inspo.
Right? Right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, should we move into the topic on all things holiday, Black Friday, and holiday marketing campaigns?
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. Ooh, we're in Q4. Whether you wanna be or not, we're in it now at this point, like, and if you're I think we've said this on multiple podcast episodes in the past, but I just wanna reiterate, like, if you feel like you're really behind on your Black Friday holiday marketing campaign, like, yes, we're in a time crunch now and time is of the essence, but I understand you might be waiting still for like a finalization of the strategy or your client to approve this or something from the client or you need to create XYZ. There is time. So there is time, but it's crunch time. So not to add more to the plate, but I think we've talked so many times on on this podcast around really good campaigns, but now is like this is our Super Bowl, right? Like this is where marketers and social media managers can really get creative with what they're doing on social media. And even if you're a marketer who does like email as well, like there's some really good things that you could do. So I think when considering like your Black Friday campaign, I can't I know this isn't technically part of like our scope or our role, but I can't stress enough how important it is to have a real conversation with your client around what that offer is. And the reason I'm saying that is I have worked with clients in the past where they've haven't been successful selling XYZ and they think that Black Friday is going to be that band-aid because everyone's buying. Okay, well we know that if it doesn't happen organically, we know that we can't force it during like a big campaign where, everyone is buying on Black Friday. So having a real conversation of what are we doing? What and
Mhm.
what's the we think about Black Friday, right? Like, we're going to get all accounting y. It's not a word, but you guys know what I mean. Like Black Friday happened because the sales got that you went from in the red, so obviously losing money, to in the black. You're breaking even. And that is the pivotal moment of what Black Friday is. I'm sure there's a much better like Google definition, so I can find it in just a second. But that's my quick and easy definition of Black Friday. But that's the biggest thing of what it is. And so it's not necessarily what do we need to or what should be our discount code because everyone else is discounting. I think that's what I'm trying to get at here, but it's taking me a while to get there. And so really thinking about what do you need? I'll say for social savvy, obviously for our services, we don't offer discounts. That's just not a thing that we do. It doesn't make sense for, our own bottom line and paying our team. So we do right after um right after Black Friday, we do the 12 days of social savvy and we share 12 freebies, guides, opt-ins to get people on our email list. We use ManyChat to automate it, comment this keyword. We do 12 pretty graphics back to back on the feed, and it's such a fun way to celebrate Black Friday and this time of holiday marketing, but also we schedule those posts in advance, guys, and later because we are probably so focused on other things for our clients. And so it's a fun way. So, all that to say is you don't actually have to do a discount or a promotion or something. You can consider that for yourself or consider it for your clients.
I would say like, I have no notes, like, but I'm glad we went this angle, like, because I didn't know what you were about,
Mhm.
like, to
Yeah.
share, like, I told you what I wanna share, but, like, I think that is a great for the social media managers who are listening, social media marketers who are listening and wondering what they themselves want to do, um and again, like, discounts don't always make sense, but I'm going to stress how important those conversations are because if you guys listened to last week's episode, my client and I had that conversation not late, I will say late to the game, and,
Mhm.
um who for those of you who are wondering, did Madeline, finish those emails? I still have 1 day. We're almost done with December's. I do not think January's are going to get done, but she's well aware of that, and, like, they will come. They will come, but we had to have that I had to have a whole other conversation about January because 'cause we're going to market, and anyways, that being said, for those of you who are wondering, there's your update. But what I wanted to share too with you guys who may have um clients yourself, and are you st- now I'm like asking you like side like do you like where I'm going with this?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Go for it.
Okay,
Permission
so
granted.
okay, thank you. Thank you. Uh we're keeping that in. We're keeping that in. So, okay, I wanted to share with you guys today what the boutique's game plan is because I don't know. I felt the need to share this with you guys. Personally excited about it, and I think that there's a lot of takeaways here. So, my whole campaign for the boutique has to do with Elf on the Shelf, and I think it is so cute. So, a few years ago, the boutique had a photo shoot with their Elf on the Shelf that they named Sandy. Super cute, super on brand. And they never really used the pictures. There was a blog post introducing Sandy, and in the past, like on the blog post, it said, um, so they moved Sandy obviously throughout the boutique. And if you were to take a picture with Sandy, and share it to your Instagram stories, you'd get 10% off. I don't think that this is I don't know the marketer before me who did this. It was a few before me. And I honestly a lot of my ideas stemmed from this. I just don't think it was well executed personally cuz like then I went back on the grid to see like did they share these images of Sandy? They didn't. But there's enough that my Instagram grid is going each day is Sandy changing, right? So it's the elf on the shelf leading up to December 25th and so that's my grid, right? There's the Instagram strategy to promote those said products. Then on the in email where I'm going to do so I love how you mentioned the 12 days of Christmas. Technically, this is what I left because I don't think anybody actually knows you do well, the 12 days of Christmas
Mhm.
essentially starts on December 25th and goes
5th.
into right
Yes,
and goes into
exactly.
January. But every marketer kind of just has
No,
their own spin on
we
it.
pick our
Like
own. Yep.
yeah, we
Yep.
everybody and like I think it's an unspoken rule. So
Yep.
what we're doing is the 12 days of Christmas in email, right? So
Mhm.
we're starting off the email campaign with a letter from Sandy. It's so cute.
I love that.
I'll be sure to I'll also share, like, this could be, and I the reason why I'm also sharing this is, and I told Jessica this, where I want to use this as a case study for you guys that we'll
Mhm.
share, like, obviously once it's all said and done. So leading into January, like, we'll circle back to this. So it's kind of
Mhm.
fun to, like, bring you guys along um with me, and I kind of I like sharing this part of my life
Mhm.
with you guys because I think it is important that you guys know where it's like, yes, I am podcast co-host, but I'm an in-house marketer as well. So,
Mhm.
anyways, so the back to the emails. So we're doing the 12 days. And so my original idea was each email, we are going to offer 10% off on that day. Like, so let's say we have these bracelets that are um wish beads, and so it's super cute where you write on a small piece of paper, you roll it up and you put it in your in the bracelet. They're super cute,
Mhm.
super cute. And so that's like one of them, and I was thinking, oh, let's offer like 10% off each, or maybe more, that day on said product. That got nixed, and I was fine with that, but it's still to promote that.
Mhm.
However, I did get her, so we've just covered Instagram, the
Mhm.
social media, email, but in the store. So again, this is kind of fun for if you have a boutique as a client. Boutique marketing can be challenging because, again, oftentimes, sometimes, this is not to all boutique owners, but what I have found in speaking to my other friends who manage boutique accounts, boutique owners stuff isn't always together. They're ordering later than they should be, and just it's very scatterbrained. So anyways, you have to be thinking about the in-store marketing as well. And so what we're going to do is they're going to be moving Sandy throughout the store, and when customers come in, we're going to be like, say, hi, welcome in.
Mhm.
Right now, like, if you can find Sandy in the store, you're going to get 10% off whatever product Sandy is around. So then it makes it
Ooh,
fun for the
fun.
kid, because there's
Yeah.
little kids who actually come into the store as well. So it's
Yeah.
just fun. And again, in a lot of my captions in the emails, I'm going to be directing people to the Instagram, to the emails, to the store.
Mhm.
And the last thing that I in sometimes, as marketers, we have these ideas and they're great, but you don't know if you're going to be able to make it happen. So you
Mhm.
kind of have
Yeah.
to put a pin in it for a later date. Ultimately, I would love to end let me back up here too. Again, in-house marketer. I just said email, social, also website. And so for the website, if you're not updating your website quarterly, again, for a boutique, that would be
Mhm.
a piece of advice I would give you. Like, make sure
Yeah.
you're updating that so that, again, on that main page, it's holiday, like your gift guides, gifts for him,
Mhm.
gifts for her, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But I would love to incorporate Sandy somehow, like in little, like if and I know it'd be a
Mhm.
picture that essentially that I'd have to upload, but I
Mhm.
would love for Sandy to be like peeking out like on
Mm.
little things on the website, just like
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make that one happen. So
Yeah. Could you also, like, you could almost do it, like, on certain, like, product listings, right? Like, because
yes,
she could, like, kind of peek
yes.
over, and then yeah, that would be
That's
so
my
fun.
you're
Yeah.
in my brain. You're in my because
Yes.
that was literally my thought.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that would be so cute. That way, like, people just as they're scrolling, and the one thing that I just wanted to reiterate because I thought it was so good is how, and again, this is it all comes down to creating that holistic strategy. I feel like a Black Friday holiday marketing strategy needs to be holistic. It's not
Mhm.
just a quick win to get quick sales and quick cash because that's not Black Friday at all. That's not Black Friday, Cyber Monday, whatever, however many sales or campaigns you're doing. It really needs to be intentional in how you're, like, thinking through that offer. And it's sending people to this spot on the website or in the store or in email and Instagram. Like, that, and again, if that's not your role as social media manager, like if you're not, as, like Maddie, obviously in-house marketer. So if you're not at that level, or if you're not doing all those add-ons, then it doesn't make sense. But you can really think about too for your, you know, again, if we're most of us here and listening too, we're either marketing our business on Instagram or using Instagram to market a client's business. Like you don't always have to like ask for the sale on Instagram, but you can send someone to an email sequence or a website or the store
Mhm.
or what have you. Like that could always be your Black Friday Instagram campaign too.
And we're doing, so we're not even calling it Black Friday though. So that clear the
Mhm.
Elf on the Shelf December. So I was working backwards. And so for November, what we're doing is um free shipping on orders over $100. And if you're new to an account and like, oh, something I would recommend is look at what they did in the past, because again,
Mhm.
to compare. So that's what I did. So like last year they offered 20% off for like 4 or 5 days, which is great. But what I have found, and I've asked multiple people, different generations, but in eh, also myself, where it's like, but
Mhm.
I think we are going to have, and again, this is my hypothesis right now. So and why it's going to become a case study, but I think we will get more sales with free shipping, because I think, honestly, everybody hates paying the shipping cost, and
Mhm.
so like
Yeah.
it's going to get me to, and a lot of our products like start at 30, where it's like, that's an
Mhm.
easy, okay, it's an easy way to upsell.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like stay tuned. But
Yeah.
that is what campaign I will be running
Mhm. Yeah.
this
I
holiday
like that.
season.
I like that. That's such a good campaign. I love that you walked us through like everything specifically that is included for that. So, yeah, I think that's really good. The other thing I wanted to share, cuz we have a client who is more B2B. She's in the
Mm,
coaching
mhm,
space. And one thing that we're working on for November is just we're starting we're starting our sales process now because
mm.
again, a lot of times you think Black Friday, Cyber Monday, free shipping, 20% off, 25% off, 35% off. Like you can't really offer that on a program. So if you work with a client in a more B2B space, B2B, B2C, like, and Maddie can attest to that too. That is two completely different mindsets that you have to be in. And I think sometimes that's where my brain gets like, whoa, with clients because I'm going from like one hat to another. And again, it's two different buyer personas who we're selling to. Uh, and so all that to say, a big part of our Black Friday campaign, if you will, for this client is we're starting they have a dedicated person on their team who is sales. I think it's more customer client success in the programs, but that's sales. That's a really fun word for sales.
Yeah.
And again, internally we all refer to her as sales because she has sales conversations in DMs, phone calls, emails, like she's having those conversations. And so our big goal, and honestly one of the main KPIs that we're putting on the Black Friday campaign on social, because again, it is hard to track a lot of things on Instagram or social media. Like we have data, we have things we can track, but it is pretty hard in how we can track it. We're going to track it based off of leads and sales conversations and
Mm,
Instagram DMs. Again, it's a high ticket program. So again, that means it costs a couple of thousands of dollars. It's expensive. It's not a quick buy by any means. They're doing some kind of more granular savings and things and bonuses and whatnot that they're getting added on to that offer. But our Black Friday campaign for social media is honestly not to promote the offer, but to just build connections with our current warm Instagram audience. So that when Black Friday week does come around and we actually launch on email or other pieces, that they have a dedicated team member who's doing all of that sales, then they're ready to buy. So that's one thing where that's a long that's a November long
yeah,
Black Friday
yeah.
campaign. And sometimes it's multiple pieces and a lot of departments and it's an all hands on deck, but I know for this specific client they make majority of their money and in Black Friday. They sell a very high ticket item. They get volume and build up until that point, and then they just sell. And then they're really set for a really good end of the year in Q1 and honestly into Q2. It really catapults them. The other thing that I'll add, and I guess it's really the only thing that I have left to add myself, but one thing that I'm looking forward to on Black Friday, which I guess I need to get my life together and actually do some holiday shopping. So
Same.
side note on that. Haven't even wrapped my brain around that, but there's time. There's time. I do like to do that. I like to get it done. Like I like to get it done. I like to save because I go all out. I can't
Yeah.
just again, my love language. But that is also the time of year where every tool that we use in the business, and this is over the past like couple weeks, and I'll still keep saying this to the team. I'm like, what more do we need? What do we need? What can we switch? What can we do? Because when I look at the tools, I know they're all going to send me marketing emails, pay for the year and save X amount of months,
Uh-huh.
and that is what I'm going to do. So I know if you think you're using any tool and you're like, I can't really justify this cost, but I need it. Like I need a CRM, I need a calendar, I need Zoom, I need all of these different things. I need a Canva Pro account. Like they will do Black Friday offers. Take advantage of them. If you pay for the year, you'll really save. But side note on that. I don't know if that's kind of related, but I just wanted to throw that in there before I
No,
forget.
I kind of like that because I feel like we should end on what brands we're gonna be shopping. Because here's the thing,
Mhm.
I just shared with you guys that I bought my 2025 plan already. I know that's
Mhm.
going on sale. I know, but I
Yeah.
got too excited and I was just I knew, but I know that was a decision I made. But
Mhm.
um yeah, like, what else? What else? Because obviously we're gonna be sharing I've already started working on a gift guide for you all because
Mhm.
obviously.
Yeah.
Um, I
Yeah.
like that. That's such a good tip, though. I've never thought
Mhm.
about that, though.
Yeah. Yeah. No, if that yeah. I hope that's a big takeaway, like, for anyone, because it's so important. The other thing that I do that's kind of silly, because I feel like sometimes around this time, like, stores and Amazon and lots of places, they're all doing little sales here and there, maybe more so for Cyber Monday, right?
Mhm.
But anything that I have, and this maybe might be like an Amazon specific thing, but throughout the year, I save so many things, like
Mhm.
the little mics that we use for content days. Like I have so many versions of that. And if they go on sale for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, add to cart. I know I'm already gonna need it. I'm gonna buy it. Like I'd rather buy it than save the money. Um Same thing for any like content creator filming tool that I just always need to restock or get or anything like that. There's this crazy thing that I wanna buy that I know will go on sale for Black Friday or Cyber Monday, but I wanna buy this, like, little mini drone for my phone that I can use for content shoots, and
That is awesome.
honestly, like, honestly, I don't well, it's more than I would spend because how often am I going to use a drone? Like, that's where but I'm also like, "Okay, how cool would that be if we have a drone for content shoots?" So, I'm a little yeah, I'm crazy, I can justify it in that way, but I know that's gonna go on sale because it's a certain price, so I have that, kind of saved. So, yeah, anything that you think you're going to I'm a big and again, I'm saving, right? Like, I barely spent any money in October. My head was in my computer. I will try my best to do it for November. I'm in a weird situation now where it's like we're kind of like in between moving, so like I'm not really like getting into like full on decorating and furnishing the
Mm.
home for the season and all of that. So I'm like, okay, there's some girl math. I'm saving money. I'm gonna use that for my Black Friday fund. So I save up for things like that. The last thing I will add, and I will say I'm just not this great at planning this, but, like, Travel Tuesday is a thing. I just can't I
Oh.
can't plan travel that far in advance. I don't know. I plan it out 2, 3, 4 weeks in advance, and I don't have anything planned other than probably moving in that time frame, and I wouldn't fly there, so that's yeah. But anyway, that is a thing. Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday, Travel Tuesday, like,
I've
an
never heard of
exciting
Travel
time.
Tuesday.
Really?
No.
Yeah,
And
yeah. It's a thing. Yeah,
Interesting.
I haven't personally bought anything for Travel Tuesday, but it is a thing. So, yeah, like things go on sale for travel related. I don't know if any of our clients listening, any of our listeners work with clients. My words are being swapped. If you guys work with anyone in the travel industry or anything that could be inspired by that, this time last year, and I promise last thing I'll say because I know we're at time. But this time last year, we had a client who had sold tickets to events. And so we used Travel
Mm,
Tuesday as, hey, buy your event ticket, buy your plane ticket, come to the event. And that, I
smart.
think, did a lot better than our Cyber Monday and our Black Friday. Our Black Friday did really well. Cyber Monday, nothing. Travel Tuesday, a little bit better. So, yeah. And that note is my actual last thing because other than that, I won't stop talking.
No, I think that is a perfect note to end this on. Um, yeah.
Yeah. I
Okay.
agree. Okay, happy Black Friday holiday marketing planning. Yeah, we'll
Well,
catch you guys next week. Thanks so much for listening to this episode. If you made it this far, I think we've officially become internet besties. You can always call into the hashtag hotline and say hello, leave a review, or ask your burning questions.
make sure you follow, rate, and review the podcast wherever you're listening from. Subscribe to the Social Club newsletter for our weekly email and shoot us a DM over at #manage on Instagram, letting us know what your biggest takeaway was from this episode.